Barbara Miller, you've written this amazing book called The Golden Verses. Now, tell us, before we get into the book, a little bit more about yourself.
I'm a convert to the LDS Church. When I was 19, I joined in Columbus, Ohio. And then when I was 23, I went on a mission to Uruguay.
Oh,
and there I learned to speak Spanish, and I've used that quite a bit since I mainly coming to Salt Lake. But I met this really cute elder who said, someday we're going to have cute kids. And I said, Elder Miller, what are you talking about? And guess what we did?
Now, you wrote this book called The Golden Verses. Can you give me a quick, abbreviated version of what it's about so our viewers will know right from the outset?
It's about people who read ancient scripture, and they read parables and stories in these scriptures that are printed in gold ink. And each person happens to read that which will be effective in his or her life and change the life.
And how were you inspired with certain verses? How did you select those particular ones?
I selected the verses based on the character and what the character needed to learn about himself or herself.
Oh, so actually you found a character that you thought needed to. Do the characters represent a universal theme or people that you specifically know?
The one character, Greta, she's the bookstore owner's wife, is kind of shrewish, and she's sort of me.
So you include yourself?
I include myself, not entirely, but... And then some of the other characters are based on people I know. Mm-hmm.
So in a really quick synopsis of the book, these characters, how do they interact with each other or with the verses?
As the Bibles go into these people, the different people's hands, and they read the verses, they discover themselves. And either they discover they're more wonderful than they thought they were, or they're way worse than they thought they were.
You don't give your characters a lot of physical description. Is there a reason for that?
Yes. You know, when I first started writing, I realized I didn't do that. And I thought, well, why not? Because I've read a lot of books, and I feel that some books are just fraught with so much description, it leaves no room for the reader to imagine what this person is like or looks like. So when I write, I leave that up to the imagination of the reader so that that person can become sort of a part of the creative process.
So the reader can actually maybe put themselves in that role, huh?
Okay. Exactly, if they want to do that.
Now, it's interesting that you wrote the book so long ago. Is it still kind of universal in terms of the characters that exist today? I mean, are the themes?
Oh, sure. It's like Charles says to the bookseller, well, gold ink printing, I don't know, will it wear away? And the bookseller says, do the mountaintops wear away? Does the hand of God wear away from the stars shining? No, and the printing will not wear away either. And so I think the story is more or less universal, because the characters all have characteristics that people will always have.
Do you think this would be a good movie script?
I would love it. Everybody who's read it says, oh, this would be a great movie. And I think it would be a good script, too, because you have, the setting is about like the 1930s in a small town. So you get sort of a feel with that. And then as they go back in time to the biblical parts of the story, I see grand music and wonderful costumes and, just a gritty feeling about being in Israel.
So your book is called, again, The Golden Verses by Barbara Miller. What do you hope that every person that reads this will find or learn, or how do you want them to be changed?
Induce them to read the Bible again, to choose some of these stories for themselves. And, I know they won't magically dream and be in a fantasy like my characters, but at least, to maybe get more people reacquainted with the stories.
Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate your time. Good luck with it.
Thanks a lot.